Hello, stranger. Welcome, welcome. I am making a return from a hiatus. I needed some balance. I was manifesting my yoga career and adjusting to a new social life. I've been riding solo for a couple months, couple years, and working on myself, being ready for the people who are coming into my life. And these cards are falling out onto the floor, so let's talk about them. We have Ace of Wands reverse. We have the Moon. I'm hearing things that you don't know about yourself are being revealed. It's giving passion project. Okay, I resonate with that. Yeah, I had to learn more about myself in order to be ready for the people who are currently in my life. Learning about boundaries, learning about when to move forward, when to kind of scale it back. We have this 10 of Cups and we have a Knight of Pentacles. The 10 of Cups is reversed, so it's giving, you've seen some shit, okay? Things that were very disappointing, devastating, disappointing. Did I say disappointing? Just depressing. Maybe you just came out of a depressive episode, because it's just giving, you don't know when it's gonna stop, okay? It stops when you do. It's giving boundaries. Knight of Swords reversed. Ooh. There's a lot to celebrate here. A lot of growth. I'm hearing that you have experienced. Growth is uncomfortable. Growing pains. The Lovers. Reverse, though. Reverse. I don't know about that. I think it's giving choices, okay? That maybe you didn't feel like you had a choice before, that you kind of just went with emotions of what other people were doing, and you didn't want to fluff anyone's feathers. You didn't want to be against the grain. You didn't want to cause any ruckus, or it's just giving novice or even naivety, learning the hard way about certain things, what's for you, what's not for you. Now that you know, have a better solid a more solid foundation with yourself, you are able to have a stronger yes and a stronger no when it comes to things. And I love that for you. We have the Empress reverse. It's giving stepping into your power, and you might overpower in some areas and not realize it, because it's like power can be addicting, right? And so when something's new, that can also be addicting, because you're just like instantly insta-love, instantly obsessed, or you're just like, this feels right, like I never felt anything like this before. So you just explore it to the furthest depths of it possible. And it's giving, you might realize later in the aftermath, after balancing out, that you overpowered something, right? I never used to cut anybody off. I was so loyal that you could do anything and everything to me and I won't give a shit. But then I was starting to learn how to cut people off, and then I overpowered cutting people off. And then when you realize that about yourself, you sort of like have to get over yourself. You have to get over your ego a little bit, of just like, yeah, that was me. The problems that I thought were occurring, those were all me. Okay, it's giving leaving a version of you behind, because you don't have to go through what you've gone through again. You have it, as I was saying earlier in the reading, you have choice in it. so balance, right? You might be extra triggered, and it might be a test, and you may think you're going through a certain something, but it's not necessarily that. You're just not giving someone chances to show you otherwise, or to show themselves. You're just triggered and just like out the door, or cutting them off at the very instant that you feel triggered. I resonate with that. I was definitely learning how to cut people off, and so I was cutting people off maybe who didn't even deserve it, and it's not as black and white as you think it is. Everyone's got something. Okay, and so you might be your own problem. And it's giving like, if you don't communicate the problem to the person you have a problem with, then you have a problem with yourself. That's what it is. And so when I was cutting these people off, I realized, well, some of it's a balance of, some people deserve your confrontation and some people don't. Do you want these people in your life or not? So that's where confrontation eventually, and people who love you, accept you, they'll invite you back in with open arms. Some people may hold on to stuff, and it's giving not taking things very personally. It's giving like me personally, okay? I didn't always used to be the main character in my own life. I used to just like let other people take the spotlight, and I wasn't in control of my life as much, and I definitely was influenced. Okay, and so then I'm becoming the main character of my life, and I overpowered that as well, where I'm like, everything's about me because it's my life, right? Everything is about you in your own life. But when you involve other people, you got to think that they're the main character in their lives as well. And so there could be more than one main character. There could be more than one thing going on. You can like take yourself, like zoom out a little bit and understand that, yes, you're the main character always in your life, but you're not the main character always in everyone else's lives, or like just generally, like in the grand scheme of the whole wide world. And it's also giving the universe is manifesting in your favor, whether you realize it or not. Even if things don't go in your favor, it's going into the favor of the higher good. You just have to trust it, okay? Your intuition is, think like a compass. It's not necessarily the destination. Your intuition isn't always 100% accurate, because it's going to point you in the right direction, and you're going to receive what you are capable of receiving in any given moment. So sometimes maybe if the hard truth is hard to receive, then you'll only receive little bits of it, and you're meant to just piece it together on your own time and your own pacing and your own ability to receive such information. Okay. Yeah, I've been a little bit out of practice reading for collective, so some of this is feeling a little uncomfy because I've taken so much of a break, but I hope this resonates. My break wasn't forever, of course. If it's really for you at the heart of things, then it's always going to come back. We have the death card reverse. It's okay to be bad at something. It's okay to be new at something. It's okay to not be perfect. And I think that's what I'm realizing too, is to be seen is for you to be seen, flaws and all. So it's giving like, being seen is terrifying when you don't want your flaws to be seen, when you can't even accept your own flaws. It's just getting over yourself a little bit. It's I'm hearing like opinions are like assholes, everyone has one. So like, it's like giving, remove yourself from the perspective that other people have of you. Like, you can't be in control of people's perceptions of you. They're always going to perceive you through the lens of their own problems, situations, traumas, unless they've been able to completely remove their ego somehow. Or until you can have a conversation with someone where you can kind of come to an understanding of where they're coming from. Like, a lot of times your perception is, or other people's perception of you is a reflection of the person who's perceiving. And then I'm being called to segue into, like, having rose-colored glasses. It's just giving the good in someone that you always saw was the good in you. And I'm hearing that song, like, Good As You by Kane Brown. You inspire someone to be, oh, the Empress is coming out. You inspire someone to be a better version of themselves. And they may not feel like they deserve you. And so, if you're manifesting a person, I think you do have a person that's meant for you, but they're learning their lessons. They've been putting off their lessons, and you are their motivation. And that's not, they should do it for themselves. They shouldn't be doing anything for anybody else. But I mean, like, that's cute. If they would do it for anyone, they would do it for you. But they have to find it in themselves to do it for themselves. But it's just giving, like, so you inspire someone, right? Like, if you're a really great person and you keep attracting, like, shit people, don't discount the fact that these shit people are being triggered to be uncomfortable, and they have growing pains, and that they might, there might be backlash from them, like, not being ready to take on the task of getting better. But you do inspire people to get better, is what I'm hearing. That there's a lot of doubt that there are genuinely good people out there, and then they meet someone like you, and they're like, oh my god, I want to be more like them. How do I be more like them? And then they realize that they have these problems, and then, yeah, Hanged Man, the Tower card. It's just giving, like, sometimes your lessons come to, I'm hearing, like, I seen this TikTok, and it was someone who was posting about their therapist, saying, like, just when you thought you were over something, like, don't give yourself a hard time when it comes to healing and, like, being, like, over something, because it's, their therapist told them, reassured them, like, everything screams before it dies. So it's, like, everything coming to its max energy, like, doing anything and everything it can to make itself known before it dies, right? So it's like, if you have a trauma response, then or a trigger, it might come to a really intense, extreme energy just for you to be like, I'm done. I don't want to be reliving this over and over again. So just a word of caution that if you feel like, oh my god, I still have this problem, like, it may be the case, but then it doesn't have to be your problem. Like, it could just, like, see its fullest potential, and you might realize, wow, I'm so much more than having this problem, the world reverse, or that there's so much more than these few things that I'm comfortable in. I'm hearing it's okay to give yourself everything you ever wanted. And it's okay for you to be different from other people. For example, I had a friend that I reconnected with, but not really. We seen each other at our high school reunion, and she's very different than me, and she used that as a reason for us to not connect, but honestly, I thought that was a valid, amazing reason for us to connect, because I could learn from someone who's different from me. There is such thing as too different, and there is such thing as too alike. You know, because sometimes you can really clash with someone who's too much like you. Ten of Swords, Six of Pentacles reversed. Burp. I just burped. You can find common grounds with anybody, okay? It's just giving how much effort are you going to put in to try and find that common grounds. Sometimes it's easier or harder with certain people. Effort. It's giving effort will go a long way with someone. Patience. Willingness to see from their perspective. Okay, I'm going to call it here. I hope this message helped you in any shape or form, whether it was all the messages, some of the messages, or none of the messages. I'm just glad that you're here. Stay magical. This was Melly and Magic with Melly. Bye.